As I was driving the other day with the windows cracked slightly, a familiar song came on. For a moment, it took me back. It took me back to a younger version of me who was so certain that her story would go a certain way. I smiled and then sighed, realizing how many times I've had to rewrite that story or turn a page for another chapter that was going to go very differently than I had anticipated. If you are shaking your head at thinking those same thoughts or feeling those same feelings, and you desire a fresh new chapter in your story, then let's take a breath together. Breathe in through your nose and slowly out through your mouth. If we were sharing those same thoughts about how many times you've had a rewrite or wanted a rewrite, then I would next ask you, what story are you telling yourself right now? Is it a story about limitation? A story about fear? About being too late, too tired, or too small? And then I would wonder with you, is that really the truth about you? Is that the truth about your chapter of life? Or is that just the old story? I still remember the first time I felt the nudge to step into something new and very different. It was back in 2016 when I was sitting in a conference room surrounded by other women full of hope, vision, ambition, and determination. I had gone for practical advice, but instead, what I found was a holy invitation. There was a lot of talk about strategy, but while that was happening on stage, I kept scribbling about vision. The notes in my lap weren't strictly about marketing. They were about ministry, purpose, and calling. And the whispers in my heart were so clear. Create something of your own. Build what I'm showing you. I really wanted to say yes, but the voices of my old story were loud. You're not ready. You don't have time. Someone else is already doing it better. And you know what? I almost believed those voices. But that night, sitting in my hotel room with trembling hands, I whispered, "Okay, Lord, if this is you, I'll say yes." That was the night Simply Wholehearted was born. Not from certainty, but from trust. So I want you to ask yourself right now, what story are you believing that might be holding you back? And is there a new story that God might be writing right in its place? Friend, courage does not mean you're not afraid. It means you choose trust over fear. Every hero in Scripture, from Esther to Moses to Mary, they started out with shaky hands, but they moved forward anyway. That same invitation stands for you. You don't have to be fearless to be faithful. Now I want to share with you 9 ways you can step into the new story. And today we're going to start with the Enneagram 6. Friend, you will not see the whole staircase before you climb, but trust that God is your safety. My Enneagram 7 friend, staying in the process, even though it's hard and painful, is its own adventure. Joy doesn't disappear when you take it slow. Enneagram 8, you're invited to lead with tenderness, not just strength. Your softness is inviting others to rise. Enneagram 9, your presence brings peace. Showing up is how you can change the story. My Enneagram 1 friend, you don't have to get it all right before you begin. Grace is enough for the first step, and grace is going to catch you if you misstep. Enneagram 2, you have poured out for years for everyone else, and now it's time for you to say yes to your own becoming. Enneagram 3, you can stop striving and you can start trusting. Your worth isn't in your wins, and your failures don't define you. My Enneagram 4 friend, You can move forward and yet be completely you. Be authentic in your creativity, and courage is motion. My Enneagram 5 friend, you don't need to be fully certain to show up. You don't have to have all the steps and all the information. Wisdom grows through experience and just trying it out. Okay, as I read those, did you feel a yes rise in your chest? Is there something here that you needed to take up your hero moment? I want you to reflect again and ask yourself, what is the Lord asking me to say yes to, even if I don't feel ready? Courage is not about the size of the step. It's just about the direction of your trust and taking a next step. As you reflect and as you consider what might your hero moment be today, let's breathe together. Inhale. I choose courage over comfort. Exhale, because the Lord goes before me. One more time. Inhale. I choose courage over comfort. Exhale, because the Lord goes before me. Now that, my friend, is what faith sounds like. Steady and surrendered. If there's something about this old story versus new story that is stirring in your heart, then you are likely standing at the edge of a new chapter. And it's okay to take a next faithful step with some help and with some support. If that's you, I would love for you to hop on a clarity call with me or join a small group of women for the Wholehearted Identity Journey beginning next week. It's 6 weeks of story work, spiritual practices, and guided rhythms designed to help you live from your true wholehearted identity. You'll find all the details for a clarity call with me or this group forming in the show notes. As you go throughout this day, I want you to think about this blessing. May your yes be brave, may your steps be steady, and may your heart be anchored in trust. And may you remember, your courage doesn't have to be perfect. It just has to be willing. Breathe deep, dear friend. You are courageous, and you are invited to become wholehearted.